I'm Daniel.
Hi, I'm DK.
And you're watching episode 19 of Gear65, the weekly gadget show where we show you a brand new gadget every single week.
And this week we are looking at the HTC Touch Diamond2.
An exclusive look before its launch.
Right.
So we're not going to spend too much time on the TouchFlo 3D because we spent a lot of time on it already on the Touch HD episode, HTC Touch HD episode of Gear65. So if you want to just go watch that video to take a look at what are the features on TouchFlo 3D. And on this episode we'll show you some of the improvements and changes that they've made. Okay. So before I go on, I just want to iterate the fact that TouchFlo, the good thing about TouchFlo 3D is that it invests into Windows Mobile, and the newer the version of TouchFlo 3D, the less of Windows Mobile you see, which is good. And one thing that they said, right, you were telling me just now about the HTC event, or what did the guy say again?
That this phone is going on people-centric.
Yeah.
So they are concentrating more on the people rather than the application.
Yeah, applications. And also, I also noticed that to add on to what he said, right, regarding the no longer to application, the thing I like about TouchFlo 3D is that you don't need to think about what program to launch. You just have to you can do everything straight from within the TouchFlo 3D to do your tasks. You don't need to remember which application does what. You just need to know. You just click on the stuff and you'll do everything.
You need to know which person you want.
Yeah, so which is good lah. You don't ever have to install any third-party application. You hardly have to go to the start menu to open applications.
Yeah.
It's really, and once as added bonus, you can install Windows Mobile applications. So the Windows Mobile applications part and the Windows Mobile becomes an added bonus rather than the core functionality of the phone, which is good. So in other words, this phone actually appeals to a completely different audience from the iPhone. Right? For this one, it's about completing tasks, about doing tasks.
Right.
It competes directly against the Palm Pre actually, rather than the iPhone. The iPhone is more for entertainment and it's still program-centric. This one is task-centric.
Yes.
Which I really like. Okay, let's start with some of the changes that see. The first one is the people. So the original TouchFlo 3D, this used to be like some of the favorites. The favorites are some people that you actually contact very often.
Right.
And they added an extra call, office and email if they actually have these things. So they actually have extra information. Last time it's just call or SMS. Now they have extra ones. And when you click on the person, you come to this new program which I think is really, really cool. This one is basically just shows you the information of that person. But as an added bonus, you can now send SMSs straight to that person from here. And it's in a custom HTC application, no more Windows Mobile, and you can actually see like the history and in a conversation style. Likewise for email as well.
Or the email that you send
emails you send to the person and the person sent to you.
Yes.
Just this person only, so it's really cool. And call history for this person. So like it's very good for businessmen, right? Somebody that you don't contact very often, you want to just take a look what was your previous relations with that person.
Yes.
It's really cool. And another change that they did, let me see, for SMSs they didn't do any change. It's still the same thing. It's the fancy animation thing. Let's see if we can quickly scroll through.
Animation that we all like.
Yeah. So you're wondering, right? So there's still some Windows Mobile here. They're not 100% infested and got rid of Windows Mobile. So when you click on this, right? Oh, this is the new HTC application. I believe this is the one. So this is the old Windows Mobile SMS.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still there lah.
Might be gone in the next version.
Yeah, might be gone in the next version. Windows Mail, nothing much has changed. So it's still the same one. The web browser is still pretty cool. It's the Opera browser as well. And one difference is that other than the browser and the YouTube application which you have here, this place used to be reserved for shortcuts, but now it's not shortcuts. They call it push page. So what is this all about again?
Okay, what it does is that you can set a URL and you set like how frequently you want it to grab the data from it. Like every 1 hour you just grab a copy of it. So if you don't have internet access, you can still look at it.
Oh, okay.
Or while waiting for it to load, right, you can actually look at the old version.
That's pretty cool actually. Yeah. Though I wish they will actually allow you to choose between that and the normal shortcuts, because I prefer to have a normal bookmark here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's an interesting concept though.
Right.
Yeah. One new tab that finally they added is a calendar.
Right.
Yeah, and they added the whole, so it's a lot more fancier obviously, and they actually show you the weather.
Yes, pretty good when you want to arrange some activities and then it's like, oh, raining, maybe you should not go to the beach.
Yeah, very useful and fancy lighting
looks
thing.
nice.
Yeah. The stock application has been simplified.
Right.
Okay, so instead of your last time it used to be fancy 3D graphs for one particular stock. Now you can see everything in a glance, which is good lah, I guess. The photos, music, weather, photos, music, and all that weather, they haven't changed. It's still
changes.
the same.
Yeah, we still
the weather
love
is
the
still
weather.
as pretty. it's one of those things, right? It's like it's
it's a
completely,
wiper.
it's in a way it's useless in the sense that this is not something that you will tend to use all the time. You just love to look at it and show off to people.
Yes.
Yeah. The settings, they added more settings as well, including this new one called My Contact Card. Yeah, so they basically let you have your own contact. And if you notice, the settings tab is actually the last tab.
Yes.
There used to be an extra tab here called Programs. And the reason why is that when you actually press the Start button now, instead of the old, ugly, start, useless, tiny fonted, Start button,
With the setting and everything.
yeah.
You get this beautiful interface to go to the application.
Yeah, so which is really great. I tell you, the start button was the most useless thing I've ever seen anybody come up with for a mobile device. And now it makes more sense to have this big button, TouchFlo 3D program launcher, and it works anywhere in any application.
Yes.
And
you can
also
press the hub button also.
yeah, they added a hard button. Yeah, so allows you to just go to the launcher anytime. And likewise, if you click on all programs, you actually go to this. Every single application that's inside there is still a HTC TouchFlo 3D program launcher, which is really cool. So in that sense, right, this phone is actually running on Windows Mobile 6.1. When 6.5 comes out, you will be able to upgrade to it for free. They actually promised during the launch.
In fact, they were saying that it's totally compatible because the 6.5 is being demoed on this machine.
So if you look at the 6.5 demo, right, they show a lot of new user interface changes in Windows Mobile and all that. As far as this phone is concerned, I don't care because I'm gonna be sticking with the TouchFlo 3D and all the new user interface changes on Windows Mobile 6.5. You'll never have to see it.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't really care about it. But I was told by somebody who actually plays with Windows Mobile 6.5 now for a trial that 6.5 does run a lot faster than 6.1. So that's one of the advantages. Yeah.
But if you notice, for this machine, it's already not lagging anymore.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time working on this.
Yeah. By the way, let's take a look at some of the hardware changes on the device. Now, if you actually notice, there's actually this new thing right called this zoom strip.
Yes.
So that's very interesting. So basically, you can actually zoom in and out with one hand, right?
Right. Instead of using the circular motion in the past.
Yeah, because you still can do like the double tap, which doesn't work here because this is actually a what do you call it? This is a mobile page already, so you really can't. Let's see, for example, let's say I go to somewhere, say BBC. Okay, so while it's loading, let's take a look at some of the hardware design of the Diamond. I love this metal thing.
Yeah, it looks
I love
cool.
this design. I like this diamond thing, this metal casing thing. It looks a lot better than the titanium.
It looks like titanium. So,
I was like, huh? This is titanium.
why would they call it diamond when the thing look like titanium? Okay.
Yeah, and so you see they also added the hardware buttons here, which was not. I actually compare this to the Touch HD because specs wise and all that is very similar to the Touch HD.
Yes.
The only difference between this and the Touch HD is that the screen is slightly smaller.
Right.
The same resolution, which means that because it's smaller, it's actually sharper.
Yes.
Yeah, but unlike the Touch HD, this screen is a little bit more deeper inside, so the image does not appear as sharp as the Touch HD, as clear as the Touch HD. But nevertheless, it's still pretty good. Okay, so over here I have Opera, and when I double tap on something, it will zoom in straight in. Yeah, so you don't really have to use the strip all the time. Yeah, so
it's good. The zoom is good for one-hand operation.
yeah, it is. I think it's really pretty cool. The physical start button is here. There's a back button. I think it's a really great idea to have a back button.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very useful. All those the silly OK thing is still there. So when you push this back button, it is also equivalent to that OK.
Correct.
Yeah. The hang up button is now the home button as well, which is pretty smart. The same volume strip here. You have the extended USB, which we discovered can actually connect mini USB as well.
Right.
And the one thing I found pretty strange though is that even though the phone is relatively thick, they got rid of they didn't put in a 3.5mm headphone jack.
Right.
I thought that was very strange
It's
though.
a step backwards.
Yeah, so it's kind of a step backwards. 5-megapixel camera with autofocus. The autofocus is a bit loud though, so I thought that
Hopefully, it's only for the prototype.
Only for-
This is a prototype unit.
Yeah, this is a prototype unit. So yeah, so that's a quick first look at the HTC Touch Diamond 2. It will be selling at 1,088 Singapore dollars without contract in mid-May.